You're listening to the Absolutely Cosmic Podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Josh, your host of the Absolutely Cosmic Podcast, and I want to introduce the co-host of the podcast, Dylan Levesque. Welcome to the show. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Josh. How are you?
I'm
Thanks
feeling
for having me.
fantastic. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're
Excited to
welcome.
be the co-host.
Hell yeah.
This is
So
going to be a fun journey.
this is. Listen, it's got to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, so
Absolutely
in
cosmic.
Oh, so in that vein, though, the reason, well, not the reason why I'm starting the podcast, but it gave me some hope. I was about to do my final, and then I was looking up, like, because I was thinking, I'm like, well, if I'm going to do a podcast, why don't I try to get like people from Connecticut that are, influencers or like YouTubers that are doing YouTube and stuff to come on a podcast episode and just talk about like their experience and like their story of Connecticut and like what got them started, whatever, right? So like I was looking up online and I saw, I don't know if you know who Myron Gaines is from the Fresh and Fit podcast. So he's like one of those Andrew Tate kind of
Okay.
Andrew Tate. Well, yes and no, but he's had Andrew Tate on one of his podcast episodes, but he basically roasts like only fangirls.
Okay.
And yeah, so he's kind of cool. Some of the clips, I'm not big into his series, but some of his clips are kind of funny because and I mean, some of them are kind of based, but he's from New Britain,
Okay.
which is wild to me because I didn't know that. I'm like, nobody
That's
from
not where I'm
Connecticut's
from,
really
but
ever
that's where I
famous.
live.
Yeah, exactly. But so yeah, I was like, okay, well, there is hope if you're from Connecticut. Connecticut isn't just a highway like Joe Rogan says.
Well, he's not
Kind of.
wrong. We kind
He's
of
not
are just a
wrong.
highway between Boston and New York, but there is some stuff here. It's not all
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. We could be New Jersey.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. So
I don't
anyway,
know
what do
much
you
to say on that, but sorry, what were you going to say?
what do you think about what do you think about this podcast so far? What's your
Well, it's going
hopes?
to be my hope is for it to be fun,
Yeah.
not just for us, but for other people listening
Yeah.
in.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, we're going to be
Hell
sitting
yeah.
here having a good time, laughing, talking about some serious stuff, but also, just having a good time. And we hope that the people listening can also just, enjoy
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah, most definitely. That's like the thing. Um, it's about the viewers though. At the end of the day, because it's like at the end of the day, it's about the viewers, about their experience too. Like, what are they getting out of it? Are they getting entertained? Are they like, getting something they could grab and bring home, or like they're gonna think about like everybody like Theo Vaughn. Okay, Theo Vaughn. You have Theo Vaughn. You have Joey Diaz. You have all these like comedians, but they spit some wisdom sometimes. You're just like, whoa, like, because they've lived a crazy life, but they'll like say like the most random thing. Like Joey Diaz was talking about how one time he's like, you ever
You've got to
sit on
have
a wall and
some,
take a shit? And you're
you,
just
you've
like, when
got to,
Joe
you,
was like, no.
you've
He's
got
like,
to
it's
have lived a little
explosive.
bit in order to be able to tell stories like that.
Exactly. But I feel like coming from where we are, we've experienced a lot. I mean, I don't know, I've experienced
You've
a lot.
you've experienced a lot in terms of like your military experience.
Yeah.
You've gotten to travel and live that way, and
Yeah.
you've seen some pretty wild shit.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's
then,
crazy. I mean, I don't even know. Like, I was talking about this. So I recorded the first episode this morning of like, I'm going to do like a singular talking head one too. And like, it was the same thing, where that's part of the reason why I started this podcast was because, I've experienced a lot in that aspect. And then also like, I found it interesting to talk to people. I found it interesting to see different people's perspectives, not in like super deep way, but like just conversating. And like you go to like, I got an opportunity to deploy to the Horn of Africa, and it's almost like you're on a different planet. Like imagine like humans are on different planets and like there's different cultures everywhere of like what it would be like. That's almost what it's like to like go from, you're from Connecticut and then you go to, the Horn of Africa, and you're just like, whoa, like their culture and everything, their money, like how they operate, how they talk, mannerisms is so different, dude. And you
Any
just feel like you're in a Star Wars Disneyland
Oh,
type
yeah.
thing. You're just
Any
like,
you
whoa.
go in the world traveling, man. I mean, I know you've
Yeah.
been to Africa and stuff, but, like, even going to Europe and stuff, they live so
Yeah.
differently. I mean,
Yeah.
they still have the same, like, technology and stuff that we do, yet
Yeah.
they live their lives totally different.
Yeah.
Now, I went
Exactly.
before the pandemic, and the way they lived was almost similar to some of the stuff we did during the pandemic, I feel like.
Yeah.
Their place, like, most of their stores and, like, companies are closed at once it hits, like, 5 or 6 at night, they close.
Hmm.
Weekends, no luck. Like, right now, if you have an issue with your cell phone or something, you can pretty much call Verizon or whoever you got
Yeah.
24/7, and you're gonna get it's not like that over there.
Yeah. It's and it's just mind-boggling. Yeah, because like when we were coming home, we got to stop at a few different places. Sigonella, Italy, Rhoda, Spain, and then Scotland, Glasgow. And like,
That's on
j-
my bucket list, Glasgow, Scotland.
dude, it's cool, dude.
I got a lot of family in Scotland.
Really? Dude,
Yeah,
I
I'm
never realized there is a big
Scottish.
Asian culture out there. I'm not like trying to be ignorant, but there is a big Asian culture. I did not expect it. I get there and we're going out for food, and a few of the guys who've been there before, deployments or traveling and stuff, they're like, okay, there's this good, Japanese restaurant here. And I'm like, Japanese in Scotland? And they're like, yeah, trust me. And we literally like,
Did you
so
try any,
they
like,
all
traditional Scottish food?
I didn't. So we were there one night. We got there late, and I was like sick. I felt sick, like I had the flu, and I was gonna go out to like a bar and just like walk around, but it was cold as shit. I feel like I had like a fever,
Yep.
kind of feels, and I was just like, ugh. So
I
I went
got a
out to dinner.
story about Scottish food, but yeah, continue.
Go ahead. Well, I went. So I went out to dinner, and then I was like, you know what, I'm heading back. But like even their grocery stores are completely different. Like,
Mhm.
and like they had like a little. I don't know if this is racist, but like a Chinatown. Like they had a legitimate Asian like culture district. Had to be like 5 or 6 blocks, just you know the complete culture of. I think it was more Japanese. So it wasn't. Bless you. It
Thank
wasn't
you.
Chinatown, but it had like Japanese culture, and like there was a strong population, a strong culture, and I was very surprised because I'd never been there, and I thought Scottish people were like this, like they wear kilts and all this stuff, right? And they probably do in certain spots, but I
Yeah.
was like, whoa,
I'm like a quarter Scottish.
yeah,
I got Scottish
okay,
family, so,
hell yeah,
um, I haven't been to Scotland personally. The
hmm
family I have that is from there, they were living in
yeah,
France when I went to visit, so I went to
yeah,
France.
sick,
France is awesome though.
yeah,
But, my mom and grandfather went to Scotland a while ago when the family was living there,
hmm
and I guess, my mom's brother was there at the same time or around the same time, and I guess they have this meal, it's called blood sausage,
hmm
and it's literally made out of, like, intestines and, like,
yep,
curdled blood or something. So it's like they make a sausage out of, like, congealed blood.
yeah,
I've heard it's not great. I mean, to each their own, I'm sure there's people that
yeah,
like it, but, um, I guess my cousins were making blood sausage and eggs for breakfast. And so they make runny eggs, and then you have blood sausage, so they call it snot and scabs.
oh, that's so
Because the
nasty.
eggs are like they call them
Snot,
snotty
yeah.
eggs because they're runny, and then the blood sausage they call scabs, so it was literally snot and scabs. I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
so
"Oh my god, that's
gross.
gross." And I guess my uncle was too polite to tell them he didn't like it, so he
Hmm.
cleared his plate not liking it, like, struggling to keep it down, then he was like, "Thank you, that was delicious." And then they're like, "Oh, you liked it? Oh, you actually cleared your plate?" They brought him another full plate. Then he
Oh
had then he
no.
had to tell them, he was like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't actually like it, but I didn't wanna be rude."
That's wild.
When my
Oh,
mom heard what it was called, she was like, "I can't eat that."
yeah, yeah. So, um,
Snot and scabs.
you, yeah, Dylan, I'm half Puerto Rican. We have blood sausage, and kind of the same thing. I tried it once, and it's not that good. Like, it's not bad, I guess, but it's not for me. Oh, I could do
I
it.
don't know, I grew up eating the Canadian side's food, so it's like
Yeah.
90% potatoes and beef.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shepherd's pie was
Canada.
potatoes, ground beef, and corn.
Oh man. But
My
yeah,
aunt one time had leftover mashed potatoes, so she added water and called it a mashed potato soup.
re- she added water to
And
mashed potatoes.
yep.
Mashed potato soup. Hell yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah,
Yep.
but isn't that something though? Like everywhere in the world there's different like dishes and stuff like and like I'm sure what we think is good,
Norwegian food I've heard is nasty.
really. I know I've heard British food is like gross.
Fish and chips. You don't
Well,
like
yeah,
fish and chips?
there's fish and chips, but like I've heard I don't know, there was I don't know, I've heard what I don't forgot what it's called, but it's like a bean liquid. It's like black bean liquid paste type stuff that they put on like eggs and toast and
Oh, I
whatnot.
know. I know what you're talking about. It's actually I don't. They eat bean. A lot of British people eat beans with like breakfast and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when we had a layover in Ireland, Jesus, Ireland,
Black beans and eggs. It's a British baked beans and eggs.
bro, with baked beans and eggs, dude, I'm gonna be on the toilet.
Dude, you know what's funny? I gotta say, um, living alone,
Yeah,
sometimes it's late at night, you go and you're like, I'm fucking hungry. You gotta eat
yeah,
something, and you look in your fridge and there's not much.
yeah,
So, this was probably 3 weeks ago at this point. I really wanted like a stack from Moe's or like a
yeah,
burrito, something like that.
yeah.
And I was like, all right, I think I got everything. Let's see what I got. So I was like, I think I have rice. I think I have beans. I definitely have chicken. I got tortillas.
Mhm.
Let's make this happen. So I go into my fridge and I got a tortilla. I pull that out. I pull the chicken out.
Oh shit.
I replace the rice with what's similar to rice that I have that's easy to cook. So I look around my kitchen, ramen noodles. Just wait, it gets better. So I'm like, fuck
What?
it. I'm like, fuck it. So I pull out the chicken. I got ramen noodles. I start cooking those up. And then I'm like, all right, black beans. I got plenty of black. I open my thing. No fucking black beans.
What?
But I had baked beans. Bush's baked beans with maple.
The poor. Yeah.
So it had chicken,
Mhm.
ramen noodles, and I did put the flavor packet in because it's not ramen noodles without
Yeah.
it. I put chipotle mayo on it, shredded cheese, and Bush's baked beans.
Jesus, dude.
And then I ate it, and it wasn't actually that great. It was edible. It was my dinner that night.
That's insanity, dude.
So, I mean, baked beans can work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they go down. They go down. I've had it too many times. So, but yeah. Oh God.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the thing. People don't like people who seem to forget like the not forget, but like don't realize the single man, the poor man's meal. You're like, I got $10 in my bank account till payday. I'm gonna figure something. I'm gonna eat some scavenge together.
Yep. I mean, hey, it's better to have a place to live and have to eat cheaply than to not have a
Yeah,
place to live at all.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I guess segmenting. I guess let's segment into. I kind of want to talk about corals and stuff. I like you get hyped up. I feel
Segue.
like you get fired up with corals. You're always like,
The word, the
corals
word,
are cool.
the word you were looking for is segue. You said
Segway.
segment. You're trying to segue to the next topic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're
Which
gonna segue into corals.
the only
So
reason I know that too one of my favorite YouTube channels.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they have a sponsor or something,
Yeah.
the host of it, the channel's line is Tech Tips. He does like
Mm-hmm.
all these tech videos and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I've watched him before. Linus
Oh
Tech
yeah,
Tips.
yeah, great videos. But every time he's got a sponsor or something, he'll be talking about something and he'll be like, and it's absolutely great, like our sponsor. And he always like,
Yeah.
or like his when he goes to the sponsor, like his segue is always
Yeah.
perfect. And he'll say that term time. Sometimes he'll be like, it's perfect, just like the segue to our sponsor. And then it just starts. It's like always perfect.
It's like sponsorship. Speaking of YouTubers, have you seen? So I remember in high school, you guys loved, and he's like an OG YouTube, like OG YouTuber, Biggie 2998. He's
Two
coming
nine
back a
eight
little
eight.
bit. Two
Did
nine eight eight. Yeah.
you know? Did you hear about all the controversy?
Well, I know he's broke now, and he's been on like the
Okay, so
finance pages and
all right,
stuff.
okay. They just came out with a documentary about him.
Really,
I don't know if you saw it. It's like an hour and a half. I watched
I haven't.
bits and clips. He has a lot of problems. He's not the greatest human being from what
Yeah,
I see. And he's in the documentary, he was willing to own up to a lot of it, but there's a reason he fell off.
yeah,
Um, he ended up just like kind of attacking a lot of people and just
yeah.
don't get me wrong, his Francis videos are like when I was a
Hilarious.
kid, I was just like, damn, these are great. But um, before you talk about him, go check out the documentary and stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch the whole thing, just little bits of it. I like scrolled through it. Just yeah, before you check it, before you talk about him, watch that.
yeah, yeah. I haven't seen that. I know he's done some. Let's say some of his financial choices in terms of having some company or a
Oh yeah,
little
he's blown most of his
controversial.
money on like hookers.
Yeah. Which is wild to me, but like I feel like at the same time, because like
I should
YouTube
have
now,
asked,
like
is this podcast supposed to be PG?
yeah, we could go. Yeah, I mean, why not? Well, it's not PG.
Well,
We could go.
okay, okay,
It's a more adult. I mean,
okay.
I'm
Just
not gonna
making
be like
sure.
a fucking sailor.
Yes, but yes, I okay. Just making sure.
We could have a good time, you know.
Okay, I've
I
already said fuck a few times, so I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
I should probably ask that.
yeah,
Being the co-host and all, I should know the rules.
yeah. But yeah, no, I mean that. I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna make any judgments on his character or what he's done, but I feel like a lot of these YouTubers, these OG YouTubers who like did not like now YouTube is a damn business. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people get into YouTube and like they'll I don't know,
Can
they just have
I?
a whole system. There's a whole system to actually get good with YouTube and actually make money efficiently and quickly if you have the time and the resources to do it. But I feel like him, he just kind of came and went. You know what I mean?
Can I?
And
I don't know if we're allowed to show this stuff, but when you just started talking about Boogie like that,
mhm.
it reminded
Yeah,
me of something, and I want to show you.
yes,
All right, I'm gonna. It's on YouTube,
yeah,
so I'm just gonna show you on my camera, and if you edit it, you can edit it out. But
yeah.
all right, can I turn my camera around? Nope.
Hello. That's Professor X. Who's that? I don't know what's going on, Dylan. Is that Conan O'Brien? I couldn't hear any of that. I don't know what's going on, guys. I, I don't think he knows that we can't hear the we can't hear the video. Oh boy.
That's
Dylan,
pretty much it.
we weren't able to hear any of it.
You weren't?
No, we were just hearing you laugh like every 2 minutes.
I literally turned my headphones up and put them against the microphone as loud as I could, and you couldn't hear any of it?
No.
Okay, you're gonna have to cut that part. My bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was confused. I was like, what's going on?
Okay, so basically, that guy goes on to Conan, and he was like, Conan, I love you. You've never caused any issues. Nobody can talk shit, just like my good friend Jeff Epstein. And
Oh, Jesus.
everybody starts laughing, and he was like, Jeff Epstein, and he's like, there's been plenty of bad shit said about Jeff Epstein, and he goes, no, Jeff Epstein, the New York financier, he's a great person. And everybody starts laughing, and they're like, no, there's been plenty of awful shit said about him, this and that.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you can't be talking about the same Jeff Epstein. I'm talking the one with the island.
Jesus, no. No.
He's like incriminating himself.
Does he?
And then Conan's like, no, stop talking. And he's like, no, I know who can put an end to all of this. We'll call my good friend Ghislaine Maxwell.
Jesus, no.
And
This guy had to be.
Conan's like, no, she's in prison. And he's like, no, Ghislaine's not in prison. And he's like, the fact that you're referring to them as Ghislaine and Jeff makes me think you're involved.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus, he had to be messing with them. There's no way.
And then the guy, he ended up saying, he's like, well, I have to say, I haven't been the greatest friend. I haven't called him since before the pandemic. And he goes, well, that would make sense because he's been dead for about since then.
Jesus. Who is this guy anyway?
I don't know. Just if you go on Google and you search Conan O'Brien, Jeff Epstein, you'll see the video. It's like a minute long. You just watched it, but you didn't. Yeah. You know what the guy looks like, but
yeah, Jesus,
you couldn't hear it.
That's freaky. Holy hell! He's like literally incriminating himself on TV,
and he doesn't even realize it.
He's like the one with the island
podcast. Yeah, he's like Jeff Epstein, the New York financier with the island full of children. He didn't say full of children, but
yeah, but he was like, thinking that. Fuck.
And even Conan's like, you don't want to be going to his island, and he's like, should I be worried?
Yeah. That's insane. Speaking of creepy people, have you heard of the what?
Nothing. No. Creepy people.
Yes. Do you know who Brian Johnson is?
No.
He's this dude. He's trying to live forever, but like, I don't know. He has this weird. I don't know. He's like pale skin. He's like fucking 40, 50. He's jacked and like he's healthy. He's a millionaire, but he spends $2 million a year trying to reverse aging and doing anti-aging stuff.
Brian Johnson is an English singer and songwriter for
not
the rock band AC/DC.
No, this guy built PayPal. Or
but yeah, I'm pretty sure PayPal.
I'm pretty
Elon
sure
Musk
this guy
is the person that did PayPal. That's how he got his money and built Tesla and SpaceX and.
Hold on, now I gotta look up what. Hold on,
because I just looked up Brian Johnson and I mean, there is some stuff coming up. Eagles fan fire. Brian Johnson's either a football player or he's a singer for AC/DC.
Okay, I'm mistaken. Okay, so Brian Johnson, the one that I'm referring to, he bootstrapped whatever that means, Braintree, and sold it to PayPal for $800 million. Um,
Okay, Brian Johnson, Braintree.
yeah, but now he's doing this whole project called Project Blueprint, and it's like to try to get people to live forever, like to reverse aging, to reverse health issues. Which overall it's good, but just his demeanor's a little freaky, like how
Project
he
Blueprint.
talks. Yeah, how he talks and like it's almost like a modern day vampire. It's kind of he looks like
I mean, whatever.
yeah,
I saw this article the other day. I can't find it.
yeah.
Well, let me look a little harder. There's a new thing that apparently they can make it so cats will live for at least 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe your cats are gonna live for 30 years.
I don't want to give them unnatural shit though. You know, it's like,
Can
do
they
I
do
want
that to
them to live longer? Yes, but I don't want to give them unnatural. There's probably something like that for dogs too.
yeah,
I feed my
I gotta
cats like the most expensive shit, just trying to
I
make
do
sure it's
too.
natural.
My dog, my dog is like the friggin' most spoiled thing. He's getting like treats all the time. He's getting like expensive food
That's
because
how
he's
my cats
picky.
are.
He's fucking picky. This thing, like, he doesn't want to eat certain things, and some days he'll go like 2 days without eating just because, I don't know, maybe I put the food down wrong or whatever. Like, he's just sometimes it's that picky, and then he gets hungry.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't help whenever I cook like any meat. I'll like pull up a few pieces and give it to him, but
Yep.
like,
Yeah, I don't give my cats anything off the table or anything like
yeah,
that. But
yeah,
I think I might have said this to you, but we could say it again for the podcast. Earlier when I was cleaning, one of my cats, Vader, started climbing my Christmas tree, and I think he tried to jump out, and he jumped in between some of the lights, and he got
hmm
caught, and he was like dangling from his back legs out of the Christmas tree.
Jeez,
So I
Jesus,
hear commotion, so I run over, and I see him dangling there. I'm like, oh shit. So I run over and I like pick him up, support him, and I'm like trying
yeah,
to get him out. And he's freaking out. He's clawing me, he's biting me, and
really,
I can't get him out. I'm like, oh, what are my options? I literally had to let him dangle again. I just like put him down carefully, ran to the kitchen, grabbed some scissors, ran back, picked him up, and then just cut the wire for the lights
he's
on my Christmas tree. But he's good. He's okay.
yeah. Oh boy, see animals. I swear, dude, they get
Now my
themselves into
Christmas
shit.
tree is like there's parts of it that aren't lit. It's not just like
Because
half of it though. It's just like parts are weaker than others now.
yeah,
The thing is wired weird. I don't know. It's a fake tree.
yeah,
It came with lights built in.
yeah.
Yeah, aren't animals great?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, dude. Fucking fantastic. My dog, he's actually been really good lately, but he's ripped up. Like, so we went through 3 or 4 freaking welcome mats, like just like the ones that you like wipe your shoes off at the doorstep. I don't know what it is, but he loves them. I'm trying to think. He like
People wipe
trash.
their
I mean,
feet on him and then he smells it maybe.
yeah, that could be. That could be. But like he's gotten into, I mean, he's stealing food off the table. There was one day I came in from the house, like from work into the house, and I'm like walking in the kitchen and I'm looking directly eye contact with her. And I'm like, wait a second, something don't make sense. Like, I'm not supposed to be at eye contact, eye level with a dog, with my
Was
dog.
he on the
And then,
table?
yeah, he was on the damn table. I was like, you're not a cat.
You
You're
don't
not.
even realize it. You're just
I
like,
was
hi
like,
Titus, and
yeah.
wait, why are you my height?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, man, you gotta get off there. That's gross, dude.
Yeah, I don't let my
Oh,
cats on the kitchen counter, but that's
yeah,
the only spot that I'm really worried about. I don't have a kitchen table or anything, so
yeah, yeah. So that's oh man, it's chaos.
yeah,
So
having animals is always fun.
yeah, I mean, it's overall it's good, but just damn, like, bro, you gotta give me. Sometimes you gotta give me a second. You gotta let me Let me understand what's going on, because I swear, buddy, you're crazy as hell.
I was just gonna say something. I totally drew a blank.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny. When we went on live those 2 times,
Yeah.
I feel like it gets to a point it just starts flowing. We can keep talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like when we're just sitting here, sometimes it doesn't flow as easily.
Yeah.
And it's not
Well,
any
yeah.
different except there's nobody watching.
I think it's like not stage fright, but I think it's like that brain freeze that it's like, okay, now that we know the cameras are on, the mics are on.
Well, it's not even that. Because, like I said, when we did the lives, it flowed
Yeah.
better. I think
Yeah.
it's because it was live.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I think there's a way to set it up to do live stuff, but I mean, I don't know. Let's move in the direction of social media stuff, because I know you're trying to do your social media stuff.
Yeah, let's pull up some of my stats, and I can
Yeah.
just talk about stuff.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah,
the same.
YouTube. We got YouTube, Instagram. Instagram, I'm not a huge fan of posting on that much.
Yeah, so for me, I feel like Instagram is kind of dead almost. It works. You have to be extremely consistent, and you have to have like a shit ton of content to get
I,
out there.
and
Like
I feel like no matter how many like followers I have or how many posts, it's not exciting when I get like 5, 10, 15 likes, whatever. It's more
yeah,
exciting when you're on YouTube and you're like seeing how many views you have on your videos.
yeah, yeah,
Like I got one video. It's at 991 for views.
yeah. And these are all long form, right? They're not like shorts.
No, the longest one right now is like 4.5 minutes, which isn't very long. Our
Okay,
next best one is 12.5 minutes, which is at 7:35.
okay, that's still a lot, dude, for
I
a
mean, and
new
then
channel.
our newest video has only got 25, and it's like I don't understand how some of these work because some of them they'll go and it's up and down, but
Yeah, because I know we talked a few weeks ago, and you're talking about like you guys focus on the thumbnail, and like you guys try to do the hook or the title try to keep it very strong. Um, I think obviously that's a player, so maybe there was just something that like within everything like you missed slightly. Maybe it just didn't appeal so far to people
I don't know. I feel like
clicking.
our
But
newest title's the best, but our thumbnail's not great.
yeah, I
We
mean,
have we're getting better with the thumbnails, but
yeah,
they're not
yeah,
like top notch, you know.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. So for me right now, for Cosmic Absolute, which is where I have one podcast episode where it was in the interview of the professional MMA fighter. That doesn't even have any views as far as I'm aware. Yeah. I have 0 views, 0 comments on that one, which I guess makes sense because it's probably going to take a while. But my shorts, so my short form content is
Here's
where.
a Sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but how is the website doing? Have you gotten any sales?
So I've gotten a few sales. It's extremely slow. The thing is, I think it's very hard, just awareness. Like, obviously, people probably don't know the company. You know what I mean? People don't
Yeah,
know that there's t-shirts being sold. And then it's like, if they do know, it may not be the target, kind of thing. So they go on there and they're like, oh, this is kind of cool, but it's not for me kind of thing. I
yeah.
think that's probably what's going on. Cause like, and I could even pull that up now. Whenever, especially when I'm posting on Instagram, religiously, the traffic goes up like, for, let's look it up real quick. But if I'm not mistaken, when I was posting on Instagram, I was posting like 3 times a day on Instagram, 3 reels a day, and every now and then I'd post like a photo or something, or try to go on live or whatever, right?
Yep.
And that was when I got the most traffic, when I posted reels to Instagram. But on Instagram, I don't get much interaction, so it's kind of weird. I don't know, like, if it's are people just watching the video real quick and then clicking the bio, or is it like just people find the page? Like, I don't know. There's no way to discern that. Um, Today I've had 3 sessions online so far, so that's about it. But at one point I was getting about 80 sessions per day. but then
And
nobody
is
was
that like
converting.
views?
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's a few people that I think put stuff in their cart at that time but didn't purchase. So I'm getting views and stuff when my page is up, but or when I'm posting a lot, but when they go on there, there's no conversion rate. So that's I think biggest hurdle that we're facing. And I think at the end of the day, I just need a bigger audience to be able to get people aware of the brand. You know what I mean?
That's always what it comes down to is building
Yeah.
the audience and building the
Hold
audience,
on one
and then
second.
you're good.
Test, test, test. I'm back on. Sorry about that.
You're good.
But yeah, so that's the biggest thing. I think just building an audience and having consistent content. Because my TikTok, one of my shorts or one of my TikTok videos got like 700 something views in the first 2 hours, which it's not insane, but I mean for most of my videos get about 700 or 200 something views, and anywhere from 20. Lately, it's been about 40, 40 likes per video, which is really small in comparison to like what you see online with people talking about like virality and stuff. But there was consistent growth. People are coming to it shows when people come to your TikTok page. People do visit my TikTok page like every day. I'm getting at least 10 people. If I don't post anything, I get at least 10 people.
That's
So
good because
TikTok, yeah,
it's important to stay consistent because the more
yeah,
consistent you are, that more that base audience is going to keep growing.
yeah,
And the bigger the
100%.
base audience you have, the more strays it's going to show it to.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Because like and I mean that's the most challenging thing I think.
So right now it starts off and you're like, oh, I'm only getting 10 a day. But at one point you were getting 0.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly,
You just need to get that 10 up to 20 and then that 20 to
exactly,
50,
exactly.
50
And it
to
just takes
100.
yeah,
It just
and it
takes
takes time
time and
because there's this
consistency.
yes because there's this like point where I've noticed like if you're not actually producing content, like there's a lot of people on social media who will do all the things right to be able to get like that viral click, whatever you want to call it, right? Where they're just coming on and they're clicking through and they're
Eat some
they're
parasites.
following and stuff. Exactly. Exactly.
You'll go
But
viral.
then yeah, but then they don't post any real content behind it. There's this kid on social media that I've kind of talked with a little bit, but because he was like posting stuff and it was like how to get rid of fat from your jawline. And it was like how I stopped
Grow a
being
beard.
skinny fat. Exactly. But it was the same videos every single time. It's him flexing. And there's literally, and then in the bio is where he's writing a few tips, but they're so general. And then he's like, at the end, it's like DM me, fat loss if you want to, and he's just trying to sell. And I'm like, here's the thing is that might work for a little bit. That might work. I mean, he's growing exponentially, but he's kind of plateaued. I've noticed. I've been kind of watching him. I'm just curious because I may have been a secret hater, but I'm like, this guy might be onto something. I'm gonna watch him, right? But I've noticed he's plateaued the past few weeks, and I think it's because he's not actually creating an audience. He's not actually trying to bring people in and tell a story or provide something to people.
You know what? That actually just reminded me of something. A few weeks ago, actually may have been longer now.
Mm-hmm.
When we did the live,
Mm-hmm.
I was showing you that guy. He was like ice and grit or something, and he was
Yeah.
taking the ice baths every day and doing the
Yeah.
push-ups and growing
Yeah.
his like following crazy.
Yeah.
Remember, I was like, oh, I'm gonna follow along with his progress and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
after I showed you that, guess what happened?
What?
He stopped posting.
Exactly.
He stopped posting for like well over a month because what
Yeah.
happened right after I showed you, he was going up. Then he kind of plateaued a little bit. And even if he was
Mhm.
getting more followers, I think there was a bunch of people that started being like, he's just doing the same exact shit. So I think he started losing some.
Yeah.
So then he stopped posting for like 30 something days.
Damn.
And I was like, I haven't seen this guy post in a while. So I looked it up and I
Yeah.
looked and it had been like a month since he posted.
Yeah.
Then
100%.
then he posted a video and it's like, something big coming soon. Stay tuned. So I'm like, all right, all right. Another week goes by. He posts again. We made our goal. And I'm like, you didn't make your goal. You're at like 580,000 followers.
Which is
And so
impressive as shit, but
it is. And this is how so basically he ended up, it seems like he kind of gave up. He got to 580,000 followers. His goal was 1 million. And that was
yeah.
just Instagram. He also had followers on TikTok, Facebook. So once he gave up, he was like, "Oh, we made our goal." He added up all of the followers between the different platforms. So he had been way higher. He had been like 600 something and then lost some. And then he was like, "Oh, we made our goal."
Oh,
And
damn.
then kind of like he hasn't been posting it as much and the stuff he does post isn't the same. So it's just like
Yeah.
he got what he didn't even make his goal, but once it started to
Yeah.
get difficult, it seems like he just like
Yeah.
gave up and now it's like, all right, he's got this big following and
Yeah.
what is he going to do?
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's a weird thing is like, I don't know. I feel
People
like
will get
because
the following and not have content to keep up
yeah,
with it.
yeah. And I think the thing is he did it for just that sake of trying to get numbers, which is fun in itself. But like, if he all
It's like,
I
let's see
swear
if I can do it. Oh, I did it. I
yeah,
don't need this anymore.
yeah. But like I swear, if he literally started a small podcast or something on the side, like he kept doing that however many reels a day, or maybe even toned it down a little bit, right? And just did one video a day or whatever, just to
Or even
maintain
if you
that
cut it
thing.
back to one a week.
Yeah. And then just do something a little bit different or go live or do something just to, change it up and keep building and like actually build an audience and not just be a gimmick. That's the thing is being a
It
gimmick,
seemed like it was going to be this motivational thing, and then he just kind of like gave up.
gave up. Yeah.
Like
Which
he
is,
has this platform now that he can use. He's got a big
yeah.
following. It's just
Yeah.
use it right.
Yeah. It's like, so I'm sure you've heard of Sam Sulek already, right?
Who?
Sam Sulek. Dude, this dude's a monster. Like I tell you, he's definitely like, so when he was like bulking, he's like a bodybuilder, fitness type guy. So
Yeah,
when he
so
was
you're
bulking, he was
I'm
literally
on the
like, oh,
wrong podcast. I don't
we're
do the
gonna.
fitness stuff.
No, but so I'm actually more interested on his social media side because
I
literally all
know.
he does
I'm the
is
oddball.
he'll literally no, you're not, dude. You're not. Because you're talking social media with me, which I think this conversation can be beneficial with people because people think like, oh, you have a podcast, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like they don't understand how challenging it can be to grow the audience or like that virality isn't just like it's not just going to happen to you at some point. It's just you got to have that perfect storm. But Sam Sulek is this weird phenomenon now because like the past few years, YouTube has become more and more competitive where you have to be more professional on how you create your videos and stuff. He literally, like when he was bulking, it'll literally be like the date and bulk day, whatever, or something like that, right? And then he'll literally almost like vlog. He'll just put the camera in front of him and he'll be like, "Well, we're gonna eat," and he always has a lot of breath, but he's like, "We're gonna eat 12 Krispy Kremes to get that calories in there," and then like he'll literally be like,
That
"Okay,
doesn't
time to go
sound
to the gym."
healthy.
Yeah, it's not
He
healthy.
gets in
He's
front of the
also
camera and he's wheezing. We're gonna
yeah,
get 12 Krispy Kremes. The way
exactly.
you're describing him just makes me think of an overweight guy that's
No,
dying.
look up Sam Sulek. He's huge, dude. He's huge. He's a monster. But like
Spell it.
Sam SAMSAUSALUK.
Got it.
Actually, I misspelled the last name. I think it's SAU.
Sulek.
Yeah. But he's a huge dude. He's on steroids. But that's
Clearly.
not the conversation. But he
Jesus.
literally
Yeah,
just puts the camera in front of him when he's working out. Like he'll just put the camera right there and just say a few things into the mic. Like, okay, we're hitting it for this and this. And like he was just doing that for years. And then he just finally like hit a point where people were like, holy shit, this dude's crazy. And now he's got his first brand deal. Like this is his job now. Now he's like a fitness influencer. But it's
Did
like one of
you
those things.
Did you
Go
hear
ahead.
about the 19-year-old that beat Arnold Schwarzenegger's record?
Really? For what?
I'm looking it up right now. If I could spell. Anton Ratusny, I'm pronouncing that very wrong, beat Arnold Schwarzenegger's 57-year-old record. Anton won his latest NPC title last week in Irvine in the classic physique category. He has become the youngest IFBB Classic Pro and the overall champion at the NPC Nationals. He's he beat his record because he's younger than Arnold was. Oh, I guess it's just me now. Well, I guess that's oh, I think he's coming back. Can he do it? Can he fix his computer?
Thank you for listening. Consider absolutely smashing the subscribe button for more content like this.